I'll do a diff checker. Okay. So this is the new one. And then what's happened here? I guess I'll go on the angel one. Find the difference. Wait, it's been completely changed. What the hell? Hold on a second. What the fuck? Okay. What's happened here? Oh, it looks like it's been rejigged into articles and sections. Yeah, it's bright. Sorry, my bad. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second there. Civil matters. Oh no, it's there. Citizens should have 30 days from the time agreements occurred to file a civil action upon a party involved with that grievance that should include impeachments or authority conduct reviews. But that is here. Yeah. Wait! For civil cases involving continuous or ongoing acts contributing towards a grievance, the statute of limitations should commence from the date of the last act or occurrence constituting the grievance. It's there. Is that not in here? Wait! That is in there! Wait, I got fucked! What the fuck? For civil cases involving continuous or ongoing acts to contribute to a grievance, the statute of limitations should commence from the date of the last act or occurrence. Wait, are you kidding me? I actually got fucked. Oh yeah, I think it's just been rejigged. I don't think actual verbiage has been changed by the looks of it, but it's hard to tell. Just reading it. Then what else has changed? I don't know, man. This is fucking strange. Yeah, it's all moved about. It does seem to have just been made easier to read, yeah. Then what's the difference about this one? I think, was there literally just a space added? Is that it? No? I have to do another check. Original text, history, yeah. Should be easy to find the difference. Oh, they literally just changed an A to a B. Okay, they literally just changed the first letter here. This one. I'm so confused why I got fucked now. When that, I didn't even realize that was there. For civil cases involving continuous or ongoing actions towards a grievance, the statute of limitations commences from the date of the last act of occurrence concerning the grievance. What the fuck? I'm going back. I think we're gonna go back to the orange hair, man. I don't think I can put up with this gray hair, man.
Okay.
Map of the state. Most important thing, our priorities as far as jurisdictional boundaries is all the little purple spots.
Makes sense.
So obviously this block, the courthouse block, you have the FIB building off of Power Street. You have the old Noose building off of Sustancia. You have the power plant, the state power plant off of Snore Road. And you have the observatory north of the Vinewood Hills. Bolingbroke Pen and Zancudo.
Being onboarded.
The observatory is a unique
Crystal
one, right? A lot of
Bordier.
people don't think the observatory is that special. The observatory is geared specifically because it is on the boundary between the two counties. Our territory goes all the way to the ends of the road.
Oh,
It follows the road all the way down
fuck?
to the north and south roads that meet on each side on Mount Vinewood Drive and Major. And our boundary consists of the intersection itself. If there is ever a direct conflict between the two counties that we need a middle ground to negotiate on, we bring them to the observatory because it is between the two counties and we control the intersections.
Open quickly. Abby,
I'm hopping.
you leave Oxy in the fucking lockbox?
All right.
What the fuck?
Look! I was dumpster diving.
Clear it out.
I'm sorry, man. Look,
Thank you.
okay, I was dumpster diving, okay? That's what I do.
Okay, alright. You know what? You've reminded me though, I need to put some stuff on my gun. I'm gonna go do that. You do that mission row, right?
Yeah, unfortunately we can't do it here. We just don't.
That's fine.
Step right.
Yeah, go get her a badge on her little necklace badge.
Go down to the hospital for that 911. Right now, I'm sorry to say the 911 at the hospital.
They're okay. I don't know the radio, but we went to the hospital. The doctor was okay. There's a bunch of crowns there.
Okay, copy.
Free to check, but yeah, whenever we left, there's like 6 crowns and a doctor there.
Yeah. As part of the negotiations, I have to say that Perry smells.
There's a doctor like down on the ground here. I don't think they're okay.
Is weird as that?
You okay?
Yeah.
Are you injured? Are you the one who called 911?
Yeah, they said the doctor was having to take a nap apparently.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense now.
Alright, yeah, this is a 1060 vehicle. What units do we have on scene standby?
Over here. That works.
The
Could be
hell?
both, guys.
I'm kind of curious.
oh.
Hold up.
What the?
Scared.
Who was there?
Oh,
Hello. Oh, hello.
You look like a marshal.
I am.
Copy.
Is there a
have,
doctor?
Willow
Is there a
primary,
doctor in the bed
we'll
or
have,
what?
Bruno secondary.
There was a doctor,
Perry
but he's not one.
tertiary, Al parallel.
Oh, okay. All right.
He
Yeah,
should
no.
be awake.
the doctor,
I'll leave
the,
you to
doc,
your
the
freedom.
doctor got, the doctor got taken to skip and then couldn't
Yes,
like,
you're right.
Let me know when they're
Oh,
ready.
you know,
so
all of
I
his
can
shit was
back and
wonky,
forth.
so he had to
Yeah,
take a
I'll let
nap.
you know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
What's going on there? How are there so many cops and marshals around? I don't know, man. Good to see, though. Hey, Doc, you in here?
Yeah, what's going on, man? What's going on?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just, I gotta get some supplies, you know. Hospital been going a little crazy right now.
I see. Okay. I'm just
Oh,
going to
God.
check because there was a report. Was you the one that was injured there?
Who, me? Yeah, well, I think this is going on. There's some crayon people going around there going fucking crazy in there. Everyone getting fucking their shit knocked in. It's fucking crazy out there.
Okay. As long as you're all right, I'll just come to check.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm all good. I'm all good.
Okay.
Thank you, though. Appreciate it.
No problem. All right. I'm gonna go.
Willie,
Before I
Willie,
forget, I'm
Bruno,
gonna go
can you
put
take
that
pictures?
shit on my gun.
The knives already?
The attachments and
You
stuff.
took pictures already? Alright, copy. Alright, the individuals are getting into the back.
I think I remembered
so
an
they'll be ready in
issue.
1 minute. I'll let you know
I think
when
I
they're
normally have my radio to one side. That. What side do you use the beep beep bit? I think I normally do this. We might see Matt when we're down at Mission Row. I'm gonna go put the attachments on. Just to be honest, we've been getting a lot of fucking class 2 shootouts lately.
individuals are ready. I'll be taking the hostage in front. Perry, go to the front as well.
Alrighty.
Do I have them in here? We do. Dick.
Alright, target is gonna be person, the.
Is there any
all
other
black,
attachments?
The female
there
clown.
might be
and
a
the guy with a no mask.
one for the Glock.
Is also in the back. Primary target is the guy in the black
Yeah.
black with
Don't need that.
cartoon mask. It's gonna be back left passenger.
All right. Feel comfortable with it all?
Any clip? No, I don't think there's one for the
The
rifle.
Dark.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
What's up? How's it going?
Good. I'm just gonna go pick these attachments on my gun.
What attachments?
The rifle ones. I don't have them on my rifle.
Oh, okay. I'm not using the heavy rifle.
Why?
It's a little too crazy.
Yeah, but I don't hit anything anyway, so it's not that important.
That's fair. Man, I have been a big yapper for like 10 straight hours today. And I feel like I need to yap at you some more, because damn, things have just gotten so bad lately.
You know, I just read something. Go to the statute of limitations legislation.
Mm-hmm. Where they
Right.
talk about the fucking impeachment shit.
Yeah, but like right under that, what does it say? Right under civil matters, so I guess it's Article 4B. It literally says, civil cases involving continuous and ongoing actions contributing towards a grievance, the statute of limitations shall commence from the date of the last act or occurrence.
Yeah.
I got fucked there.
Yeah, you did.
I got absolutely fucked there.
You did. Hey, Abby, do you cool if I ride with him for a minute? I need to catch up field directorship.
No, I'm chilling. I'm doing my job.
All right. Me job, she says.
Alright, what's going on?
It's Weiss.
Okay.
Did I tell you about the conversation I had with Weiss? That he just openly discussed in front of fucking EMS like it was nothing? Like he really saw no problem with this?
I mean, we spoke a little bit that Peters and the Peters family had a discussion with him, but...
Did I tell you about the voting thing?
No.
Where Weiss wants to basically allow SASM to receive all votes from mayoral elections, to connect actual individual people to who they voted, so that we can investigate people who voted for mayors.
That's great. Oh my god. It's giving me like some Big Brother Handmaid's Tale vibes, you know?
Yeah. Oh, it gets so much worse. And you wonder, how can it get worse than wanting to track votes of people? And I confronted him directly because he was asking about the whole, why should DOJ... He tried to claim that... So you remember that meeting, right? And he tried to claim openly that... Yeah, he was trying to say the mayors want the SASM to be separate from the Department of Justice. And I had to correct him. It wasn't the mayors that said that. It was the governor that said that. The governor was the one that brought it up first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the mayors are probably put it in his mind. I'm like, no, they didn't. He's the one that came up with that on his own when we broke out into the groups the very first minute. We were the first people he spoke to, and that was the very first thing he brought up.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, I don't understand why they need to do that. And I was like, well, I mean, I do, because right now the Department of Justice is all three branches. They are judicial, they are legislative, and they are executive because of us. It is a separation of powers that because they are too complete. And after a bit of arguing back and forth about it, he basically told us exactly why he wants that was because we are the only people in this state that can be trusted to make decisions for everybody. And therefore we need to maintain those power, because if we let go of any of that power, then other people will be able to make those decisions and it won't be good. They effectively have declared that the DOJ, he wants the DOJ to be an oligarchy.
Yeah, that's unless he's just not saying it the right way, because like I can understand the sentiment of not wanting, you know, the I guess the accountability department to end up in the hands of people who might not be exactly above board, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's he's definitely not going about it in the right way.
No. Declaring that he needs all power in the state because he's the only one that can make those decisions is literally just the start of a dictatorship or an oligarchy.
Yeah.
When asked if he would be willing to separate those powers out to different like groups or organizations or elected boards or anything like that, absolutely not. We are in this position because we have been chosen here because we are trusted. And I said, who chose you? He goes, well, we were just chosen. I was like, no, you chose yourselves. You weren't chosen by anybody. You picked yourselves. You have picked your own people every time. New justices only get brought in by new justices. You haven't been chosen by anybody but yourselves. And he refused to cede that fact. It's probably the most concerning thing. And then the whole Jaina impeachment thing, what they did was nothing short of a giant middle finger to our entire society.
100%, yeah.
Can you imagine, Dark, how different the public response would be if it was anybody but a marshal pushing that impeachment? If it was your everyday Joe, some lumberjack in Polito who spent the time to push that impeachment, either collecting the signatures or dropping $250,000, because they want accountability. They want acknowledgement that something was wrong. And if their official response to that was, yes, we agree something was wrong, but we're not going to acknowledge it.
Yeah, I think
we would have a July
sense,
3rd
right?
all over again. We would have a riot at City Hall that day.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And I don't think did they actually put out like an announcement that it was happening to the public?
No, they still haven't even put up the results on the doc.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I don't know whether that was considered a public hearing if there was no even like announcement for anybody, you know. I mean,
it's on the docket.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think there was
but,
a court case announcement in the normal channel.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is too, there were 3 justices there. You had McNee, Hart, and Falconer. We're all three there, and I was there. You know what didn't happen?
What?
The interview.
Oh, really?
I still haven't been interviewed.
What are they doing, man?
It's now 3 weeks. We just hit 3 weeks since that announcement, and they have still only interviewed 1 or 2 people.
Do we ACR them for like dereliction of duties?
Again? ACR for dereliction of duty again for not handling this shit. It's getting to a level of absurd.
I don't even care at this point. I just want it to be somebody else.
Yeah, I know. Just put somebody in the position, because the craziest fucking things you hear about the warden shit.
Nope.
Gary's out.
Okay, why?
We don't know. They won't tell anything. So on the day the governor met, on the day the governor was here, apparently during the meeting, the justices decided to remove Gary and install Yui as the warden. We foiled the vote, and they unanimously voted to install Yui as the warden, just out of the blue.
Who's Yui?
Yui Ishada. She was the deputy warden under Gary. YUI if you're looking her up.
I got it. Yeah.
So they called her up after the governor meeting. They called her up, and she didn't know who any of them were. She even said, I didn't meet any of them before. And she thought that they were calling her up there because they wanted to talk about the state of the prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
She arrived. The first thing they say, Yui, do you want to be warden? And she thought they were talking about for like future preparations and things like that. She said yes. They made her warden right there. Nothing else. No guidance, no directions, no interview, no anything else. Just made her warden.
I don't understand.
And removed Gary. Gary was not told. Gary woke up the next day, walked into prison, and clocked in on duty because they didn't remove his keys or anything like that. And he was walking through prison, and all the lifers were like, "Hey, Gary, you're still hired on?" And he was like, "Well, yeah." And he was like, "Well, I heard you got demoted." And he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" They didn't even tell Gary they demoted him. He found out from the lifers that he was demoted. And then guess what? Gary calls me. "Hey, am I the warden?" Yeah, you're the warden still. Why? Because I'm getting told by the lifers I'm not the warden. So I look it up, and sure enough, in the MDT, his warden tags are removed. I found out from Gary that he wasn't the warden, who found out from the lifers.
That's fuck. I don't know.
So-
I'm not necessarily like on board with Gary being the warden. I think he's done some pretty questionable stuff, but like even still,
Oh, I
like,
agree.
why not?
There's a process.
Yeah, there's a process.
But
yeah.
the warden is chosen by a unanimous vote of the justices, right?
Yeah, so why can't they do that for us? Shit.
Why can't they do that for us? Exactly what I said. They literally impromptu, just to make a show for the governor, decided on a brand new warden without any interviews, without any asks. Didn't ask. She didn't even. She was never asked if she ever wanted to be the warden of VOC. They never even did an interview. They never even asked her if she was interested. They just made her the warden.
Why?
They
Like,
voted on her to be the warden before they even asked her if she was interested.
But why was there? You said they were doing a show for the governor, but I don't understand what that even shows.
I don't even know. It's that they can coordinate, I guess. This is my assumption, is that they were trying to make a show for the governor, because I don't know. They won't talk to us. We don't even know why Gary was removed.
Yeah, but that makes
We
me
have no fucking
that makes me
idea.
suspicious. Where it's like they found out something's happened, and then so they've removed him like without a process. So what about if he's done
Yeah,
something
exactly.
that they know about and we don't know about it?
Yeah, and we will
When
never
we
know.
should,
He's still
then.
hired on. He still has keys to DOC.
What the fuck?
They gave Yui no direction. They literally were like, "Okay, here's your warden." Gave her zero direction. So she called me, not knowing what to do. She was like, "Barrett." She called me like a couple days later. She goes, "Barrett, I'm the warden. I have no idea what to do. What do I do?" And I was like, "I can't tell you what to do. I have no idea what you do at DOC. I'll be honest with you." She was like, "What do I do about Gary?" And I was like, "That's going to be up to you. It's your prison now. You have to make those decisions." She has no idea how to be warden. They didn't give her any guidance or direction or anything.
Yeah, I do not understand that at all. And then you've got McNee and Hart sticking to. I mean, they said it to Danielson, and Danielson didn't sound happy after the impeachment the other day, where they were like, "That's why we don't come around, so that we don't get conflicted on things." So
Yeah.
I was like, "What?" He was not happy.
Yeah,
He
which
walked
was
away.
the most nonsensical thing. That is the stupidest, most nonsensical excuse, because Falconer is around all the fucking time, and he handles a shit ton of cases. So tell me, why is it that Falconer can be all around all the fucking time and somehow remain unconflicted to be able to take cases all the time? Because it's a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
It is an excuse to keep them from having to feel like they have to do their job.
Yeah,
I've started to ask myself, after Jaina's impeachment, I honestly have started to ask myself, when does it become treason? When you are actively using these tools and abusing them to cover for yourself, to keep yourselves from having to be held accountable by standards that we have implied in the legislation, but we can't do them because they are using these tools to stop themselves from being held accountable. Actively
Yeah.
declaring that they need to stay in those positions because they're the only people who can. They have to maintain all power. I have never thought I would be in a position where I have to start considering that people in the highest levels of our government should be charged with treason.
It's a difficult road to go down, but I don't disagree. I don't necessarily agree with the charge, but I do agree with the fact that, like, systematically, it almost feels like they're working against us and working against, like, the general like process of accountability. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Well, you don't take my word for the Yui thing. I had a small interview with Yui afterwards, and I asked her questions about the appointment on tape, about how the whole process went and everything like that. So I have her answering questions about it, how she literally was just called up out of the blue, and what her thought process was, and why she thought she was getting the award and all that, how it all went. And even she's just as lost. She still is at a complete loss of what to do. She still, to this day, has no idea what to do.
I don't know what we do here. I'll be honest, because it's just one thing after the other, right?
Mm-hmm. And it almost feels like they are intentionally stalling this director thing, because they know we don't care. We will go for them. You and I hold our responsibilities to a higher standard than they do.
Yeah.
But we also hold our responsibilities above keeping our jobs.
Yeah.
We both of us, I think neither of us really care about our job that much that we will do the right thing over keeping our job.
100%, yeah.
And I'm wondering if they're starting to realize that, and that's why they're delaying these proceedings.
Yeah, I think like from ignoring like personal, I guess, or direct things here, like if I'm talking macro when it comes to like the director's office, like the idea of like them being separate, I'll be honest, is like there's half of me that's like I don't want to do that, because then it opens it up to kind of, God knows what will
influence.
the governor, like outside public influence, like the mayor's office, that kind of thing, I don't think would be a good position for a level of accountability. But then I'm like, okay, so then if we keep it as is and the justices have to be involved, do I trust that process at this point? And I don't know whether I do.
Yeah, they're worried about outside influences corrupting it. But honestly, the best option, if we're worried about that, the justices having single point failure is the problem. That's what it comes down to, right? The justices are a single point of failure. When they internally elect their own people, justices are chosen by justices. So they elect their own people who like-minded. Compared to if we open up the appointment to third parties outside of the justices, where it's multiple different people, like you would have to corrupt the entire fucking state at that point of Los Santos County, Blaine County, and what other appointment you need necessary. And the justice, my suggestion was still have the justice have a hand in it, where they can confirm somebody.
Yeah, my initial thought
You'd have to
about that
corrupt
was,
all three levels.
It's true. It's just like the red tape behind it. I mean, we've had so much red tape because the justice can't decide on a person. How is like every single like person in a position of power going to be able to decide on a person? Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing too, is right. Like, I think the mayors would be able to figure it out. The mayors can figure that shit out way faster than anybody else. They coordinate, they talk, they're around every day. They can actually communicate this shit. The confirmation process should literally just be that. It's not a, do we think this is the person for it? Is, can this person run it? It is literally a, do they meet the requirements? Are they a felon? Are they under investigation? Can they constitutionally hold that position in office? It is a confirmation. Yes, they can. There is no, is there the best person for the job? That's what the mayors and the people choose. The confirmation hearing is to just make sure it's not somebody dedicatedly corrupt who's already like is invalid to hold that position, right?
Yeah, but then my concern is like, what about if the, Nino and Princess, I'm using them as examples because they're the only ones currently, they're like, we think that Kyle Pratt should be the director, right?
Yeah, but he can't hold it because he's been fired from it. He would lose the confirmation hearing because he's currently listed as unrehirable in the marshal's office.
Okay, let's do somebody else. Let's do, I don't know, I saw Marty Banks is running for mayor. What about if they're like, yeah, we think Marty Banks should be the director of the San Andreas State Marshal?
Is he under investigation?
No.
Yeah, then why not? He's expunged.
You really not see an issue with it?
No, because we have a method of taking him out. If it does, if he does corrupt things, we still look out for each other. We can. That's where the part came in play. The part about making full marshals a tenured position. That's where that comes into play, because then we have that self check, that last line of defense, where if Marty Banks gets put in and he is corrupt, we investigate him, we impeach him ourselves, even though he's our director. If a marshal is a tenured position that can only be removed by impeachment or resignation, then they can go without fear of being removed for politics reasons.
Okay, but what about if like Marty fires everybody from the marshal office?
He can't if they're tenured.
What do you mean?
That's the point, is that in order to open it up, that was the concern I brought up, is that if the concern was, well, what if they put somebody in corrupt who just fires everybody?
Yeah.
I was like, then you make it so that beforehand, one of the first things we do is to make it so that marshal is a tenure position. They can only be removed by expungement or resignation. Or not expungement, impeachment. They can only be removed by impeachment or resignation. They can't be fired. It gives them job protection. So a director that comes in who is corrupt can't just come in and immediately fire everybody and shut down the department. They are tenured. They cannot be just terminated. They have to be impeached. There's your double check. The justices see the impeachment, and they can say this is not a legitimate impeachment. They can't be removed.
Yeah, I mean, then you get into the grounds of like, is the director really gonna have power to like do what they want to do? If there's just like a marshal that's just been there for a while and now they have a position, like, what if they were that marshal, like me and you, right, were promoted by Angel, and so what about if they disagree with the direction Angel was going, and so they would have never promoted either me or you? So then, what then? Like, what about if me and you no longer fit the direction of what the new director is doing? You know what I'm like?
If we refuse to do the job, then it's dereliction of duty, exceeding the mandate of your office. Impeachment.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I think it would be like solid in terms of like a foundation, but what I would see the issue with is like the day-to-day operations might fall flat when you have like marshals who are like acting out and not going with the direction of the director, basically.
Yeah, if they're not going with the direction of the department, then it's dereliction of duty, or there's impeachments for it. There is impeachments for that, of not doing your job. Exceeding the mandate of your office by doing tasks that are not mandated by your office, or dereliction of duty, not performing the duties of your job.
Okay, well, what about if like the director just instead of firing everybody, just like suspended everybody instead there?
Then we write in things that they can only suspend for a certain amount of time, for a certain reason. Or they just get tenured and they can't do that for whatever reason.
Okay, then I have to ask the question. I'm only playing devil's advocate here, but then what's the point of the director? What does the director do? The director is to give a general. Already do, right?
The director is a political position that provides general guidance and coordination between other factions and heads of government. It always has been that kind of position.
Yeah.
The field director is what we do, where we're in the field guiding people in the field and giving that guidance, mentorship, FTOing kind of example thing. The director is just an overseeing body that just is the general guide bars for everything. Hey, I need to realign the focus, like the kind of decisions I've been making lately, where I'm saying like, hey, this is our refocusing. When I gave the priority list, I said, hey, these are our priorities right now.
Sure, yeah.
I need to start guiding your priorities towards that. I mean, are people doing things at the lowest level of priority? Yeah, but that's still, they're maintaining that priorities list. I still go out and I make political negotiations. I went out and found a mechanic. We have 50 free repairs in Polito right now.
Polito?
I negotiated a deal. Yeah.
Why?
There's a mechanic shop up in Polito. Because we're trying to help support businesses up there, and there's
so
a business that's
away.
Don't you live in Polito?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, but it's such a long drive during the day to day. You know, it's fine. It's whatever.
They're also the only mechanic open at nighttime, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're almost always open at night.
Yeah. how was, like, I assume you've spoken to the mayor's offices about everything, so what's their feelings about all this at the minute?
They're both pissed. They're very, both mayors are very upset about the Jaina thing, and not because they both love Jaina.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Both of them, like,
She's
as a
nice.
person, they
Yeah,
love
she's
Jaina.
great.
They are both furious about the signal that the DOJ sent with their decision on the impeachment.
Yeah. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to just. Hold on, I need to check the impeachment. So any justice has to be, like, reviewed. An impeachment has to be reviewed by the state, right?
If we do a justice, yeah, it has to be reviewed by the state.
So it can't be done by other justices.
No, I don't believe so.
Let me have a look. I don't see it. Am I blind? Is it under like a different legislation? I don't actually see where it does say justices may only be removed by an impeachment hearing overseen by the state. But what's stopping if a justice is being impeached, another justice oversees it? I'm gonna open up Obsidian. I'll find out that way.
I'm not sure. My eyes are kind of blurry at this point.
I know, regardless. And then I think, like, what's our options? Like, if the mayor's office are outraged, we're fucking outraged. Maybe, like, I don't necessarily, like, I'd normally want to go talk to Murray about it, but, like, then if we talk to Murray about it, then he gets conflicted out of anything that could happen. But he might already be conflicted, I don't know. But, like, our options really, in terms of, like, the process that exists, is to, like, ACR impeach them over the decision.
Yeah.
That's literally, like, all we've got. Because it's the justices. It's not like it's a cop or anything like that where we can go about it a different way.
We could impeach Hart and McNee over the impeachment of Jaina Pierce exceeding the mandate of their office.
Yeah.
Declaring that, I mean, I'm waiting for them to post the declaration, their ruling on the docket.
Yeah, dereliction of duty. They still haven't made it a public announcement. They haven't. I just saw that you have to, like, give it a unique identifier. That hasn't been done either. So they're not following the legislation that currently exists.
Yeah, if they post it up and it's the ruling that they gave in court, which is we found their reason for impeachment, but we are not going to publicly acknowledge it with an impeachment and dismiss it. That is exceeding the mandate of their office. They are dismissing a proceeding outside of their mandate. They should find him. They should find it at fault in the impeachment. If they found reason for the impeachment, they need to impeach.
Yeah, maybe I'll go on the docket posting and say, hey, I want this written down for the public to see what the outcome of this case was.
Yeah, let's not wait 6 months so they can create case law on it for 2026.
Yeah, that's true. They did do that. Well, how did they do that? Sting, this came out of
Waited.
nowhere.
Fucking waited 6 months to put out something that was apparently a case from before I was even a marshal. Yeah, I have no fucking clue.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't really want to let this sit. I think this is something that, you know, we can't just not do anything about it. There needs to be some form of action that we take. Just because if we don't do anything about it, then it's going to be even worse, I think.
Yeah.
So, so what's your opinion on what we should do?
Man, I don't want it to be like, oh, marshals are just gonna keep impeaching if you disagree with them, blah 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 blah. But honestly, like, we got to. I think we have to hold it. I think we have to do another level of impeachments on it because, like, we gotta wait for them to post their ruling. Yeah, we gotta wait for them to post their ruling. For one, we have to wait for that because it needs to be on public record of what they decided, right?
Yeah.
And if they do it, then I think we move forward and go to the next phase, and we just keep doing it. We keep doing things. Every time they fuck up, we're just gonna be right on their asses.
Yeah. The way I see it is, like, we've got to do the job that we, like, I think that at this point, we're not really doing it as marshals, you know what I mean? We're just doing it because, and we are doing it as marshals because it's our job to hold people accountable, but, like, this kind of stuff.
We're doing it as citizens, man.
Exactly. It would need to happen whether or not we were employed or not.
Yeah. Might as well just do it while it's cheaper.
Cheaper, yeah, exactly. So I was thinking. I'd love to get Murray's thoughts, and then Gates just sounds pissed at everybody. From that was the first time I met Gates, and I mean, don't get me wrong, she's a bit.
Yeah.
It seems like she likes bitching about people, but you know, she's clearly got some reason to be angry about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely feeling a lot of like I was definitely like mega motivated, like, you know, a month or month and a half ago, but at this point, like, with all these decisions and the fucking dragging the feet on everything, it's just like, ugh, I don't even know, man. I'm losing it.
Yeah.
But my issue is like, not that I'm necessarily considering like stepping away, but I'm like, if I go, then like realistically the only person I can really trust at the minute that is like competent in the marshals, like fully competent, is you. And there's you know, don't get me wrong, with the people we've hired are great, but like, are they at the standard that I think the marshals need to be? I don't think they're there yet. You know what I mean? So, like, it's one of those
Not
where...
for this level.
No, not for that, the stuff that we're dealing with at the minute. Like, for general, like, police, like, deputy and officer stuff, you know, then and DLC, like, yeah, I'm happy, but...
Yeah.
You still thinking about running for mayor?
Not anymore, no.
How come?
The political landscape is just getting too much.
Tumultuous.
Nino's back in the running. He's going for
what?
term 4.
I honestly
Nino's
can't
back in the
believe
running.
anything that comes out of that guy's mouth, man.
And Marty Banks is running for Plain County.
I said to you, I was like, he's going to run another term. And you were like, no, he said he's definitely not going to run another term. And yet here he is.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, man. Why don't we have term limits?
He really
2,
didn't want to. The Jaina impeachment is what threw him over.
No, it's a load of bollocks,
Because he's ready
man.
he's ready to take the gloves off, and he's been. I mean, I talk to him very regularly, right? I keep in contact with both mayors.
Yeah.
Because that's politicking. Because I'm still having to basically do the job of the director.
Yep. I appreciate you doing that, man. 'Cause, you know, I'm not able to do it, so you're doing a good job, Craig.
Yeah. I'm trying, damn it. But he really, really wanted to get out of it. But after the Jaina impeachment, he's just like, this is it. And then he heard I had Violet Waters testify to him directly about what she heard Weiss say. And he was like, if he's worried that if he stops the momentum now, that the state is fucked.
Crazy sneaky bastard.
He was hoping we were in a position like if it weren't for the justices, he would have been out and ready to retire and cruise on it and start his law firm. He already bought office space to start his law firm. He bought a building for his law firm. Had already started the paperwork to get that going. But after the Jaina Pierce thing, he was like, "Fuck." And he wants to do his 4th term with the gloves off because he's been playing pretty easy with them. Because it's always been, we just have to let the justices simmer on this. Yes, they're making mistakes, but they're just people. They have good intentions. He's literally always talking to his own cabinet to talk people down, to go easy on the justices. And after that, he's like, no, he's done. It's been 9 months of trying, and they haven't learned yet, and they've gotten worse. And so I don't know if you've seen the docket. They are doing a huge slew of challenges against legislations right now.
I didn't see it. I don't know exactly. The only one I read was the state marshal stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're going at it.
Half of it's like good for them, but we don't need Nino for another term. Like, he's not a golden savior that's going to save the city from the DOJ.
No, I don't think he's going to be the one that will resolve it all, but he has the backing. The political backing is what it is. He has everybody's contact numbers. Everybody knows him. Everybody trusts him because they've seen what he's done. And so they'll back his lead without question right now because he's shown that he's proven himself to be able to do that position reliably. If you bring in a brand new mayor right now, there's question of are they doing it right? Because they don't have the mayoral experience yet. I mean, who does? Nobody else does, really. The real question is going to be who gets Blaine County, Princess or Marty? Because people who live in Blaine County support Princess. People who live in Los Santos County support Marty.
If we get Nino and Marty Banks, that is not a good combination.
It depends, right? Marty he can go either way. I expect to fully have to be on his ass about financials. Like, fucking hard, right? I mean, I rated the guy. I've researched the guy. I know more about that guy than probably you do.
Yeah.
I've read more of his text messages than anybody. But he also has a voice that can get things done for Blaine County if he focuses on Blaine County. And that's a big if.
I don't disagree, but do I see him standing up to Nino and like actually opposing him? I can't see that.
No, I think that if he goes, I think he's very willing to work with Nino because some of the things they need to do is to work together to change state law, to remove some of the justices' powers to get them to step down a bit.
Yeah, but I think
them right now having.
He said he wants to change the penal code or something.
Yeah, he's changed. Well, he wants to. He's mimicking a lot of Nino's points. Because the penal code's a mess. He's not a Nino. He surprised Nino. Nino was backing Princess 100%. Princess and Tony. Because Tony's his guy, right? Tony was on his board.
True,
Tony was running initially. I think Tony's backing out. Marty
Grayson
got him by surprise. Grayson stepped out of the running. He's going back to judgeship.
It wouldn't surprise me if Nino's done that and said to Grayson, "Listen, go for judgeship so we can try and make some positive change and put you in place of whoever's gone."
Yeah.
I think Grayson does more politicking than he does judge work these days.
Yeah. Well, he was also running for mayor, so it's kind of part of the job.
Right.
I don't know, man. These next 3 months are going to be very rocky. And all of this, we're dealing with all this internal turmoil, and we have to deal with a faceless.
Tell me about it, man.
Did you get the update on Dr. Kegel?
Yeah, I got an update. Who did I get the update from? I can't remember. But yeah,
Probably
Peters. I read the report from Peters. I'm struggling to understand the logistics of how that happened. When, you know, the police had the plane there, but then was it the pilot that, you know, shot Dr. Felix and dumped him in the ocean? Or
We have no idea.
That's
We
my
have no fucking clue.
Yeah. So I know that I know Master sent me over the subpoena for Felix's phone last night. Yeah. So it's a bit of a tricky situation right now. That's I don't really know what our goal is. I'm gonna keep working on that investigative warrant. I'm working on, I don't know whether I told you, but I'm actually working on a phone tap for the faceless. I know we don't really have the capability to do it, so I basically said the way this would work with our limited resources is essentially we can request subpoenas at any time without them being signed. So we can request the faceless records from that phone at any point without a signed subpoena. Is basically the way I did it, or going to request it, and I'm just listing out every single incident that we have confirmed that they've been involved with, and being like, these guys are clearly a threat to the state. We need to, you know, bump it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've still got the. I spoke to Peters. He said he called the faceless because he was one of the people that called the faceless. He called the faceless because he thinks that they tweeted out. He doesn't really know, and I do kind of believe him. I think they probably tweeted something out, and he tried to call them. They didn't pick up. It was only one time. It wasn't like a connected call. Once I speak to Scotty, who's the other LEO involved, and I kind of get Scotty's side of things, I'm going to swap it to an investigative report once the kind of LEO or government employees have been cleared. Then I'll get more detectives and stuff on board with it, I think, because that's like the gun smuggling thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, there's just definitely feels like we're hitting a bit of a brick wall when it comes to anything to do with the the DOJ, I guess.
Yeah.
Has there been any like really successful like impeachments or anything for the DOJ? I guess it's just me and you.
Every single time we bring it up, if we bring an impeachment up, they shoot it down. Every single fucking time.
Yeah.
Even the softball ones, they always find a reason to shoot it down, even though the reasons don't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
They threw away. I mean, they've been making the most absurd decisions. You heard about the search warrant tossing, where they said there's PC in this, but we're throwing it out because you used the word reasonable.
Yeah.
And Bailey wrote a very furious letter about it.
Which is so, it's so, you know, every subpoena I write has the word reasonable in it as a conclusion. Yeah. It's so stupid. I think I don't
just
know
throwing it up because you used a word.
I don't know whether it's because they said we assume, like it's more reasonable to assume or something. I don't know whether that was their point of contention, but it was McNee. It's another one where Falconer signed it because Falconer knows what he's doing, and then McNee comes along and I guess another justice that isn't typically around comes along and throws it out.
Yeah. Hold on, I need to call Abby real quick. She's asking a question about the DOC thing.
Abby wants a black site. She asked for money for a black site. I said no.
Hey, what are you talking about? Which DOC guy? Oh yeah. Do we have any criminal charges? If we don't have criminal charges for him, if it seems like a professionalism or a concern, like if we don't have PC for a charge, pass the info to Yui. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, our case board is so fat right now. If we don't have PC for anything, right? If we don't have anything between RS and PC to continue the investigation on, or it's not criminal in nature, if it's like a professionalism standard thing, then just pass it on to their command and close out the case.